Hi everybody, this is Lily Hills, the award-winning author of The Body Love Manual, How to Love the Body You Have as You Create the Body You Want, and the founder of the Healthy Weight Coaching Center in Carmel, California. Thank you for signing up for this video series. If I did my job properly, you're going to be fully psyched that you did. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to eat in alliance with your physical appetites as opposed to your emotional appetites, or eating simply out of habit. This again is how I lost over 60 pounds and have kept it off almost effortlessly and with tremendous pleasure for over a decade. That's what's coming for you if you learn to listen to your body rather than ignore it. So let's get right to it. Most of us have an example of someone who seems to maintain their healthy weight easily without denying themselves their favorite foods. We think that they were genetically gifted by a hypermetabolism gene, but the truth is people that maintain their weight easily for the most part are doing what comes naturally. Eating when their body tells them to, rather than eating because it's mealtime, or because they're feeling bored or insecure or frustrated, or straight up out of habit. Your body has a genius that even the most brilliant scientists and the most expensive computers on the planet cannot possibly compete with. And after you learn how to listen to it, it can take you straight to your natural weight permanently. How great is that? So our bodies are not the culprit in gaining excess weight. It's actually not just dieting, but our busy and often worried-filled minds that create emotional states in which we're far more likely to reach for food to deal with stresses and insecurities. We ignore our body signals for full, and that's when we gain weight. When you listen to your body, on the other hand, you tune into its communications, and these communications are exactly what you need to tap into in order to lose weight. So think of your stomach like you would a gasoline tank. Would you put gasoline into your tank if you already had a full tank, or half a tank, or even a quarter of a tank? You know, unless you're going on a long trip, you'd probably wait until your tank was low on gas or even close to empty before you'd stop at the station to fill it up. It's smart to fuel your body in a similar fashion. You want to fill it up when it's empty or close to empty, not when it's already has adequate fuel, in this case food. So here's a hunger range that will help you to become more aware of when you're eating in or out of alliance with your body, in synchronicity with your physical appetites or out of synchronicity. So let's say your hunger range is from a 0, which is where you're absolutely famished, to a 10, which is where you binge to the point where you're stuffed to capacity, like Thanksgiving stuffed times 3. So let's say that satisfied, which means just the right amount of food, takes place when you're at a 5. If you're eating between a 1 and a 5, this is where you start losing weight. So this is with occasional dips into the 0 or the 6, because occasionally we're going to forget to eat, or we're going to eat over our satisfied range when we're learning to eat in alliance with our body, when we're getting back in tune with it. So I don't recommend getting to a 0, which is starving, because at that point, you might be so hungry that you end up binging. A 1 is just right. So what does a 1 feel like? Well, hunger feels a little different for everyone. You might get an empty feeling in your stomach. You might have a feeling of lightheadedness. Some people feel nauseous or actually get strong hunger pains, like sharp pains in their abdomen. Other people get hangry, which is a combination of hungry and angry. Mood swings, big mood swings, are indicators for some of us to let us know that it's time to feed ourselves. Other people report feeling kind of a high feeling or a nausea. You know, everybody's a little different. So you can see your body has its own language, and learning to decipher your body's language is the key to permanent weight loss. So I cannot stress strongly enough the importance of waiting to eat until you're absolutely certain that you feel physically hungry. So get to the 1, right? And why? Because waiting till you get a clear cue to eat is imperative to staying connected to your body. If you don't wait till you hit a stage 1 to eat, it will be much more difficult to assess when you hit a stage 5, which is that absolutely perfect feeling, just the right amount of food. So again, you want to wait until you get that feeling of a gurgling stomach, like an empty stomach, a hollow feeling is often a strong indicator. And in fact, starting today, pay attention to how often you begin to eat at a stage 2 or 3 or 4, and how much easier it is to lose track and go into beyond a stage 5, into the 6 or 7s or 8s when you start eating before you get the clear signal for hunger. So here's another hint that's going to allow you to start to gain a stronger understanding of the amount of food it takes to feel satisfied, to hit a 5. So put your fist out in front of you, along with me. That's about the size of your stomach. I know. It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, I can't imagine how I could get an entire pizza into this tiny little thing, right? But our stomach expands, as we all know. And to get that feeling of satisfaction, though, that's about the amount of food it takes. Now, that's food that's been chewed, so depending on whether you're eating a salad or a steak, it makes a big difference. So again, it is eating between a 1 and a 5 with an occasional dance into the 0 or the 6 where you're going to start to see the weight come off. And you don't have to do this perfectly. Even if you're doing this 90% to 95% of the time, you're going to start to see results. You do not have to do this perfectly to start seeing weight drop off. A few of you might be worried that you've impaired your metabolism through years of dieting. Don't worry. There are quite a few things you can do to get it running optimally again, and I've got all the tricks for overcoming a burnt out metabolism. And if you have a metabolism that's slow because you've been dieting, you'll have to be patient with your body as you pump it back up again. And I have free articles on my blog, as well as a chapter, my natural, permanent, and pleasurable weight loss with Lily CD set, which I want you to check out because these resources are going to be massively supportive. I'm unapologetic about sharing how proud I am of this book and how life-changing it is, because the information in it has completely changed my relationship with my body and my life. And of course, I want everyone to have access to the best possible information. Mine's not the only great information out there, but it's top tier. So if you're looking for more resources, please consider mine. But again, if it's not mine, go somewhere for some excellent information that's going to move you forward. That's the key, getting support and immersing yourself in a new way of thinking. If my program sounds like something that's going to work for you, take it to the next step. Okay, enough said. Let's keep moving forward. So now that you know that listening to your body is crucial to reaching your natural weight, check your inbox for the next video in this series where I'm going to be teaching you another key to permanent weight loss and why it is not about what you eat as much as it is when and how much you eat that affects your weight. I'll be educating you on why it's important to eat foods you actually love rather than attempting to give up the foods you most want. You're going to love this. Pizza, bread, and dessert lovers, rejoice. And remember, be kind and compassionate with yourself today. It brings out the best of who you are, lowers your stress levels, and the world benefits from the happiest, healthiest version of you. I'll see you in the next video.